This video is going to be a little bit different than most of the videos you're going to see on this channel. This video is actually going to be about me. And one of the reasons why I want to make a video like this is because I get these questions so very often. I'm going to go over the most of the... Did I not hit that? There we go. I'm going to go over most of the questions that you guys ask me on the streams and in the comments where you're asking about my opinions or just stuff in general about me. So I'm going to start off with this one. The question that I have a lot of people ask me is, what is my favorite map? And my favorite map, well, you're currently looking at it. I do actually not know why, but my favorite map in the entire game is the Vahanga Savannah. I don't know if it's because of the animals, they're so different to anything else, or it's simply just because there's lions, buffaloes, and some of those stuff that I really enjoy hunting. Lions has been a big thing for me to hunt for a long time because I was after an albino lion forever to try to get to my lodge, which ended up with me spending an ungodly amount of time out here on the savannah. However, Yukon Valley in my mind is the prettiest map, with a close second being Hirschfelden. And another question that you guys often want to know about as well is, what is your favorite diamond? And of course, if you're an OG of this channel, you know about Larry. Larry is my diamond piebald reindeer, who unfortunately was shot well before the lodges came out. He's not even in my hunting log anymore. For whatever reason, he has disappeared. He used to be right here next to this red deer, which is the score. This is the old scoring system as well. 995 reindeer with a piebald fur variation. There is so many videos. I'm even going to include a little bit of him right here. And yeah, by far the most prestigious animal that I've shot in this game. I actually got some decent looking animals out there. That's a really big level 4. I'm not sure if there is any kind of lion in the area. There might actually be, because this is a weird time where I'm going here. I didn't really intend going out for a hunt, but I mean, if there's going to be a diamond Gemsbok right in front of me, then of course we're going to try to take it. Now I just need to find her again. But another question that I get a lot is, what is my favorite animal to hunt? And yes, lions has been one of my favorites to hunt for a long time. And I still think it is one of the most enjoyable ones for me to hunt. And I still learn new things about them as well. I'm just going to shoot this. Should be a hard shot. She down. But if I were to pick an animal with antlers, it would have to be a red deer or fallow deer. Probably with red deer taking the crown, simply because they just look so magnificent. And up until... yeah, probably up until the New Zealand map came out, Quattro Colinas, only reason I went to there was for the red deer for the most part. I still love hunting red deer, but they're just everywhere now, so they're not as rare for me to hunt as some of the other animals. So it's gonna have to be the lion for my favorite animal to hunt, for sure. 333. Hot dang, she really couldn't have been much smaller than this with the trophy estimate that she had, but we're gonna take it. And another question that I get quite often is, what is my favorite gun? It's the M1. I think the M1 is one of the most fun guns to use, and honestly, it is super good. It is a class 4 till 8 weapon, which means I can shoot up to Gemsbok and Moose, and we can even be shooting the Warthogs down there. And it's super accurate. It has a ton of knockdown power, but what makes the M1 stand out to me is the insane follow-up action you can have. Now, we're not really going to be shooting at anything important here, but just pay attention to how quickly I can actually empty the clip here on this Gemsbok. I'm going to try to actually make the shots count as well, so... and he is going down. I took my time between the first two, but I ended up not really caring too much. So if you just paid attention to the last two shots, how quickly I made those go off, it's so much fun to use. And honestly, I have a hard time seeing how I'm ever going to be replacing the M1 in my loadout, because it's also one of the lightest guns. I think the M1 weighs in at 3 units, where most of the other ones is like 3.5 or 4, maybe even 4.5 for I think the 30-6 is actually 4. I'm not 100% sure about it. It's just that good. Anyway, right here is where we had our fun with the Gimsrock. We should pick up this little Warthog on the way there. Of course, I would love to know all of your guys' favorites as well. If you just write a little resume down in the comments, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be checking it out. Let me know what your favorite weapon, animals, maps and so is. Let's get to know each other a little better, right? And another big one, and I feel like this is very subjective, but what is your favorite scope? And to me, there is no match. The Hyperion is by far my favorite scope. I never feel like I need the extra magnification that you can have on the Argus scope. The only reason that I am carrying the Argus scope, and I'm always carrying it on my 22, is simply because I'm using it as a spotting scope on long distances. And sometimes you might have issues trying to spot stuff with your binos, like here. But 340 meters out, Argus, you zoom, you get the zone, you get the animal. That is the only reason why I carry this scope. I don't like it. I think honestly the scope itself, everything around it, like, it's just too thick. It takes up too much of the screen compared to the Hyperion. And I never feel like I need more magnification. I could easily make this shot here on 340 meters with this, and it just, in my opinion, has more predictable pattern of sway, and it's so much easier, especially if you're using the M1, to be able to take follow-up shots. Let's just try here. We're just gonna shoot at the blind down here. Where if you're using the Arcoscope instead, I have such a hard time getting back on track if I'm all the way zoomed in anyway. So it's always just gonna end up with having to be way slower. It might just be a bit of like pattern recognition that I have to work on, but as I said, I don't feel like I need it, and that is why I by far prefer the Hyperion. And of course, the thing that a lot of people want to know as well is, what is my favorite trophy in my trophy lodge? And there is quite a few to choose from. This one right here is my OG Diamond Roosevelt Elk. He is quite a stud, to say it how it is, right? But these guys right here, the albino lions, definitely also deserves a worthy mention, as well as my huge albino moose right there. But I guess most of you probably already have figured out what my favorite is. If you've been a part of the channel for a while, these two dark brown lions isn't too bad either. But no, of course, my favorite trophy in my trophy lodge, and this is out of all diamonds and all rares that I've ever shot that has made it into these lodges, is yeah, this one, my OG gold scoring melanistic whitetail. I know I'm never gonna get a whitetail that looks as good as this guy. Simply, they just don't exist anymore. I loved the OG rec so much more than the true rec for these guys, and I was so fortunate to get a decent size melanistic back in the days. And even if I get a great one in here, I still think this is probably going to be the animal in my lodge that I'm going to be most sad about if that should get deleted at any point. So please don't steal my melanistic whitetail. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts about all of these questions as well. Just kind of give me a rundown, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so very much for watching.